I've been waking up slow with the weight in my chest, like the sun forgot how to shine in the west. And I smile when they ask, say I'm doing just fine, but there's thunder rolling quiet in the back of my mind. Some days are light, and some days I fake, and some days I break for my own damn sake. Well, the thing is, I'm trying, even when the voice in my head keeps lying. It's a war just to get out of bed, but I breathe in deep and I face it instead. No, I'm not alright, but I'm fighting to be. Well, the thing is, I'm still me. I got friends who don't call, and I don't blame them. Hard to hold space when your world's gone vacant. And I wish I could tell you what's missing inside, but it's foggy in here, even with open eyes. I wear my silence like armor, I know, but there's hope in the cracks where the light starts to show. Well, the thing is, I'm healing, even when I don't trust what I'm feeling. Every scar is a line in my song, every stumble's a sign. I've been walking this long, and I don't have the map, but I've got my feet. Well, the thing is, I'm still me. I won't lie and say it's easy, but I won't hide the storm inside. If you're walking through the darkness, take my hand, we'll walk side by side. Well, the thing is, we're learning, and the fire in our hearts keeps burning. Even when the night feels too long, the strength in the fact we go on. So if you're not okay, let this song set you free. Cause the thing is, you're still you, and that's still enough for me.
Trolls already coming in. All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. Tonight's live is about a friend, a special person that I met as a channel by the name of Get to Know Stop. I was just browsing YouTube, came across a creator. Then I met another creator by the name of G2K. And hanging out with him, learned a lot. But he also had a passion of putting his emotion and his life into words, into a book of poetry called Break the Silence. So today's live is to cover this book. And that's what we're going to do today's live. Okay. So I'm going to bring up G2K. We're going to talk about the book. And we're going to read some of the poems from the book and go from there. Angel, how you doing? Vic, how you doing? Regina, thank you for being here. All sane, Miss Liability. All right, everybody. This is Aaron, a.k.a. G2K. The floor is yours, my friend.
What's up, everybody? First of all, I appreciate you guys all being here. Let me get myself situated here, right? So I'm on the camera a little bit. My name's Aaron. My channel is Get to Know Stop. Stop stands for Stand Tough on Pedophilia. And I was a victim of childhood sexual abuse from the summer I turned 5 to the summer I turned 12 by a really close family friend of my dad's. He recently passed away, and I found comfort in that. I now know that he will no longer be hurting children. This book is just part of my testament of how you can take something so tragic and turn it into something positive. What started out as me just goofing around with the poem one night, well, 4 months later turned out to be this book. The cover of it is, that's me. It's supposed to be, symbolizes me as a child, and I'm looking out the window to me as a child. And the journey from childhood to adult is a crazy one. It's filled with ups and downs like everybody else's. But it's a little bit harder for anybody who has been sexually abused. I'm not here looking for pity. I'm not here looking for sorries. That's not what I do this for. But yeah, that's a little bit of the history. That's a little bit about the book and the poetry. I never really realized that I had such a talent until some of my friends were like, you should really put some shit in the book. So I did, and here it is. So,
and if you want to get a copy of the book, it is on Amazon.
It's on Amazon and KDP, and you can get it. And you can get it. You can get the paperback copy of it, or you can get a digital copy of it. $9.99 is all it is. I don't make a lot of money off of it. I didn't do it to make money off of it. I did it because it was very therapeutic for me, and it really helped me strengthen myself in my healing of being victimized as a child.
So when I got my hands on the book, what I did for myself, right, is words jump out at me, right?
Right.
So I went to the table of contents, right? And I'll look at the first few words, and then I'll go read the poem. And I was on the phone earlier. I'm going to call you Aaron for this reason, okay?
That's fine.
So I was on the phone with Aaron, and one of the poems that stood out to me was Storm of Rage. And is it okay if I read this poem?
Hey, it's your channel, man. I'd be honored to hear you read it, bro.
So the poem is called Storm of Rage. A hurricane within my soul, with fury unrestrained. A tempest fierce and powerful, in chaos unchained. Like thunderclaps of anger, the rumble deep inside. A storm that rages endlessly, a fury I can't hide. Tornadoes twist with madness in the depths of my despair, whirling in the darkness, tearing through the air. Each breath, a gust of fury, each heartbeat like a drum. A sympathy of wrath, a symphony of wrath, where silence can't succumb. Yes. A rage that builds like fire, an atomic bomb's cruel might, exploding in a blaze of pain, illuminating night. The urge of hurt and shatter to unleash all my pain. A torrent of destruction where reason can't remain. Yet in this storm of fury, where anger reigns supreme, a whisper soft and fragile of hope within the dream. For though the rage consumes me like a hurricane's embrace, I'll find the strength to navigate and conquer this fierce place. That screamed out to me, and believe it or not, Made me emotional.
He did his job then.
Yep. So
like every one of my poems, they're meant to pull at a heartstring. It's meant to grab their attention. It's meant to touch them in a way that it'll open their eyes to the devastation that happens when somebody becomes a victim of childhood molestation.
Yep.
That's what it's meant to do. So I'm glad it did.
So yeah, Vic. He said, I not only heard those words, I felt them.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
This book has 85 poems.
No. It's got 44 poems in it.
Oh, 44?
It's 95 pages long.
Oh, 95 pages long.
Yeah.
Okay. I was in the table of contents and I was looking at Whisper of Innocence, Future in the Room. I also liked the one Unjust. Unjust was a good one. Unjust, it's just about how it don't matter what kind of sentence any one of these pedophiles, these parasites get, it still turns out to feel like it's not justified. There's no sentence that a pedophile can get that will justify their actions. It's just unjust. That's all it is. So, what was your first poem that made you realize that I want to turn this into a book? Well, if I told you, it would be a lie. So, like, it wasn't just one poem. The first poem I wrote and sent it out to a friend to read was Whispers of Innocence, and which is the first one. Which is the first poem in the book, yes. And they read it. They sent me back a message. Hi, Jersey. Thank you for being here. Jersey's from the G2K community. Thank you very much for being here, Jersey. I appreciate it. She's a very strong supporter of what I'm doing. She's a strong supporter of me and my family. And seeing her here, like you can kind of maybe hear it in my voice, has got me choked up because I love my community. And yes, he does. And anyhow, I got to gather my bearings here. It wasn't just one poem. It was I wrote that one and then I sent it off to a friend, like I said, and they were like, "Dude, you should put that in a book." And I didn't really think about it, Then I wrote another one and sent it off to a couple more friends, and they're like, "Man, you should really put those in a book." So I just said, "Screw it. Let me see what I can do. Let me see what discontent I can cause. Let me see this journey I can go down." And I'm glad that my community really pushed me to do this. And I know that's why it gets me choked up, Jersey, damn it. Yeah, I'm not I'm not one that really takes comments or compliments to heart. I really don't know how to take them because I really never got those growing up. And like, between being molested and being bullied and shit at home, and just compliments like that just never really came towards me. And it's not, it's just anyway, you got to keep me on track, Eddie, because I will go off on a tangent. I will go off in my own direction, and you got to help keep me on track, bro. Because where in reality, believe it or not, if you ever sat through one of my lives, I go off on a tangent all the time. Yeah, I get it. I really do. I get it. So our minds are alike somewhat. Yeah. So. I mean, you're a little bit bigger, but I'm a lot more handsome, so you know what else. You know what's crazy is, well, not crazy is, I was on your panel one time and you were talking about a poem, and I was like, read it.
Good.
And it was amazing. The poem was amazing, you know. And then he read another one for me, and it was just. I'm glad he took his writing and shared it with the world. With the world. If you have Amazon and you want a good reading, go pick up Break the Silence.
I'll just give you a warning right now. It's not an easy read.
It's not.
It will pull at your heartstrings. It'll make you stop and think. And like my mom is one of my biggest supporters of me doing whatever I want to do like this. And I tell you right now that she's had it longer than anybody else has had it besides my dad. And she still hasn't finished it yet because it hits her so hard.
Yeah.
My parents carry around this guilt and this pain and this of me being molested as a child, and like I never wanted my parents to feel that, because I don't hold my parents responsible in any way, shape, or form. I have no resentment towards them for what happened to me. Like pedophiles, they're sneaky. They're good at what they fucking do, and they had no clue whatsoever. Part of me really wishes that I would have never told them what happened to me, because I seen the devastation that it created in them, and I know that they'll go to their graves carrying this resentment and this guilt with them, and that's not what I never wanted that. That was almost as worse. It's almost as worse knowing that they carry around this feeling that that they're responsible for what happened to me. It's hard for me to know that they're going to go to their grave carrying that guilt with them, and that's not what I wanted to do it for. And it really fucks with me, man. I'm not even joking. It really fucks with me. You know, the one thing about these crimes, about being molested, is the parasites that do this. They don't care who they victimize. Like, he made me a victim, but at the same time, he made every single person I was ever going to meet in my lifetime in the future a victim of what he did to me. My parents, my sisters, my kids that were unborn, my wife who I hadn't met yet. Like, everybody becomes a victim in a person's life of a person who has been victimized as a child, and they don't care. That's why I'm so passionate about standing tough on pedophilia. Like, I don't care who they are. I don't care what you've done, and I don't care if you're a pedophile. I'm coming fucking for you, and I'm gonna see to it that you guys end up in prison for a long fucking time. And yes, I got a mouth on me. And amazingly enough, my book has not one curse word in
it. Hey, Jersey, if you're still in here, I made you a mod so you can do what you wanted to do. Post links, post G2K's link in chat, post whatever. If you have the link to Amazon book, post it in here, please, Jersey.
Oh, you gave the right person a wrench. See, look at that shit. I was gonna say Jersey has all that. Like, she like between Jersey and Southern Sewn and Grown and my wife, I have the most amazing and supporting mods in the world. I sit back on my live streams. I don't worry about nothing. My mods have got it. I have complete trust and faith in my mods, and Jersey is amongst the best. So you just gained one of the best fucking mods on YouTube you could ever get, Eddie. I'm not joking.
So, I got somebody in back chat that wants to come up on panel and talk to you.
Nuts. All right.
Okay. She's one of my mods. Her name's Regina. She probably has a few questions for you.
Okay.
And then, Jersey, if you want to come up, let me know. Put in chat that you want to come up, and I'll invite you up on panel also, Jersey. Regina?
You should take down that picture of the book, bro. so we can see who we're talking to.
Yeah, I'll take down the picture of the book for right now.
Well, first of all, I want to say, Aaron, blessings. And second of all, I want to say kudos to you because a lot of people have gone through this kind of trauma and they never find their outlet. And
Yeah.
to release all of that we know as victims of this, okay?
Yeah.
And poetry, I wrote a lot of poetry in school and stuff too, and it was a good outlet. I just want to say kudos to you for not only making it an outlet, but bringing it forward and putting it in a book to help others who have been a victim. I commend you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, can I ask you a couple of questions if that's okay?
I'm an open book, and just before you do, just make sure you want to know. Just make sure you want to know the truth and the honest answer, because that's all I'll give you is the honest, blunt truth. So
I appreciate that. I appreciate your candor. Thank you for that. So the things I want to ask you shouldn't be too hard on you because I know as a victim it's hard to rehash that kind of stuff, and I'm not going to take you down that road.
we're good.
But the kind of questions I have are like, when did you realize that after everything that happened to you, that poetry was your outlet? Like, was there an aha moment for you?
To be honest, I don't know if that aha moment has even happened yet. Like, I was bored. I suffer from Amy. She's part of my GTK community too. Anyway, like,
Welcome everyone in chat and blessings, by the way.
I
Sorry,
have insomnia, so I only sleep maybe 2-3 hours a night. Sometimes I can go 2-3 days without sleep because of insomnia and whatever. And my wife was asleep, and I just took a pencil. I just took my phone. I just started typing in my notebook and just like, I wonder if I can do something, like, just, I don't know. I wanted to make something that would grab people's attention a little bit. So I toyed around with this poem. It's the first one in the book. I toyed around with this poem for about 6 weeks before I finished it off. And I finished it and I sent it to a friend of mine. And he's like, "Did you write that?" I was like, "Yeah, I did. Why does it suck?" He's like, "Dude, that's the most emotional, heartfelt poem I've ever read in my life." And I sent it to another friend of mine, and he's like, you're amazing. He's like, "How long you been writing poetry?" And I said, like 6 weeks. Cause like, I don't know. It was a hidden talent. It was hidden inside me. And when I put my words down like that, something just flows through me that just says, this is what we're saying. And that's just what I put down. It's crazy how it worked.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't think I have the courage that you have to write. It takes a lot of courage. I will have to commend you on that. It takes a lot of courage.
It took a lot of people pushing me to make a book for me to continue to. Is what it did. Like writing my words down on a piece on my phone, you know what I mean, in my notebook or whatever. Like that's nothing. Like I said, it just flows. It just comes through me and out my fingertip, and that's it. I don't know how else to explain it.
If there was one good thing at the end of the day that you wanted people to be able to walk away and say that your book did for them, what would it be? Like if at the end of the day you decided, okay, I want this to influence people in a specific way, what was your goal and accomplishment in the book that did that?
My ultimate goal in everything I do, including my poetry, my YouTube channel, my goal at the end of the day is to create awareness on how bad and how devastating childhood sexual abuse is.
Right. Bringing awareness and helping others through being able to identify certain things. Would you say that, like in your poetry, there are things that would help others recognize in themselves something that others are going through?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I would hope so. Yeah, absolutely. Like the furniture in the room, people are like, like people are like so dumbed down to, like, they got this idea of who these perpetrators of these crimes are. as these old men, white hair, no missing teeth, scraggly looking glasses, creeper van style, and they're not. They're the furniture in the room.
Yep.
You pass by the furniture in the room every single day. You become complacent to it being there. You know where to walk. Like you could walk to your own house after a while with your eyes closed, but not hit the furniture in the room. And that's what pedophiles count on, is for you to not see what they're doing. Period. And
that's a fact.
Awareness is so important. And awareness, educate.
That's why I support you in everything you do, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And anyone who is, I'm fixing to drop back down, Eddie, but I just want to say anyone in the community who is helping to bring awareness and to try and also at the same time help victims of the same circumstance, man, that takes a lot of courage. I commend you on that. I just wanted to say that and thank you for that. And I plan on ordering your book and giving it a read. So
I appreciate it. I really do. And like I said, like I've got people coming at me. You know how negative people are. You know how trolls get, and like,
yep.
They're like telling, you're just all about the money. Trust me when I tell you, I'm not no Stephen King. I'm not making bank on these books. I make out of the $9.99 that I charge for this book, I make $3.97 off of each book.
Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing.
You know what I mean? And I'm not complaining. I'm not bitching and complaining about it. I didn't do this book to make money off of it.
Right.
I did this book to get the word out there, to give people a different way to look at pedophilia, to look at how bad it really is. People are like I said, people got this idea that these perpetrators of pedophilia, that they're old creepy guy down the block, and it's not. It's everyday people. Like if you ever go out in public, you would be disgusted to know how many actual people you pass by on a day-to-day basis that you say hi to, who will go home and are molesting a child. It's disgusting. It's horrible.
Yeah.
So.
And in the future, can we expect to see like maybe some excerpts out of the book? Maybe.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I already just started working on my second book.
Awesome. So, I look forward to reading it. And thank you again, Eddie. Thank you for having me, and thank you for letting me ask you a few questions. I really appreciate it.
Hey, you asked some questions I didn't think. Yeah, got me lost for words. You asked some really good questions, Regina. Thank you for coming up.
Oh, for sure.
Well,
and hopefully I can get all you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel too. So,
yeah, I'll think about it.
As long as you think about it, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, So
right,
it's all good.
Yeah. Well, I have mad respect. I'm a creator as well, so I have mad respect for you. I deal in true crime, so yeah. Eddie, thank you for having me. Thank you again for
thank you, Regina.
Questions, you guys. Blessings, and I will be in chat.
Sounds good.
All right, Aaron. I appreciate you coming up, man.
Yeah, my pleasure, man.
What's crazy is it's not crazy because things are meant to happen for a reason.
Yeah,
connections are made for a reason. So I'm glad we connected. I'm glad I'm glad I bought your book. There's some poems in.
Me too. I'm glad you got it too, and obviously not for monetary reasons, but I just hope that
it was to show support, but I didn't know by reading some of the poems was going to make me wail and cry like a little kid. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Yep. And I say good. I say good because that's what I did it for. That means it means something, and it's doing its job. So.
Yeah, yes, Uncle Fatty. Yes, men's mental health is on the back burner, boiling over too often. Keep kicking ass, bro.
I don't care. I don't care what comes my way. I don't care who tries to do what to me. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I will not stop doing what I'm doing, regardless
And I'm
of
not
what
going to stop
people do.
doing what I do.
That's good. That's
You know
good,
what I'm
man.
saying?
I do.
Regina subscribed and she posted your link.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
She's awesome. She's one of my OG mods.
Oh, yeah.
So my thing is my channel is about mental health, and sometimes, you know, I talk about victims and being a victim and a survivor. And sometimes talking about it is triggering, yes. But sometimes it needs to be talked about because someone out there is going through the same thing. You don't know. And that's the reason why I think G2K does the same thing, is to let people know that you're not alone.
Yep, you're not. Like I've seen other people's like you can go into your YouTube studio and see all your, you know, what percentage of your viewers are male and female, right? What age groups they're in. And my age groups are pretty well evened up, you know, between 18 and 65 years old. I got a plethora of ages in there. And I actually have more subscribers and more watchers in the male category than I do female category. And that in and of itself and alone is amazing to me. Like I'm talking like 25% more male watchers than female watchers. And that's amazing to me. And it means that like what I'm doing and this is, it's working. It's
Yep.
meeting its purpose. You hear stories every single day, and I'm not trying to downplay anybody else's abuse or their tragedy, you know, their trauma and shit, because I'm not. Like, but so many men will live their entire lives continually being victimized because they'll never speak about what happened to them, and that breaks my heart. That really breaks my heart, and that just shows me there in and of itself that I'm doing something real, and that's what it's all about.
It breaks me too. You know?
Willow. Oh my gosh. Well, see, that's crazy because like that was my nickname in elementary school, in junior high school, because I looked just like that Willow character, and I'm not even kidding. So
yeah, Willow, I call her the mod boss, right? She's my silent assassin. You know what I'm saying? You know how you got one of those mods that will go to bat for you, will attack anybody that disrespects you. You know what I'm saying? That's my mod boss. Like you said, a mob boss.
Yeah.
I call her mod boss.
I got it.
So the mod boss. So,
fuck yeah, Amy. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I got a couple of them, but Amy took out one last night. Like she just wouldn't get the point, and Amy's like, you know what? Boom, boom. Here you go. Now you can't see nothing, bitch. So
she's like, I dare you.
Like one thing about my community, and absolutely, Jersey. I was just gonna say, I got a couple of them. Jersey's one of them. Amy's one of them. Southern's one of them, and Hardy Dad. Like I can't even name everybody I can't even name the people in my community that 100% will stand in front of me, even though I don't need them to, like to protect me and to protect what I'm doing. Stand up for me and say, you know what, you guys ain't coming in here and fucking around with this guy because he's doing something great and we're his family, dude. Like they will stand right there on the front line for me without me even asking them. And that really gets me, man. Like I didn't have that shit as a kid, man. I didn't have people standing up for me. I was bullied. Like I was bullied so bad and getting molested and shit. By the time I was 9 years old, I tried to commit suicide the first time. You know what I mean? I didn't have this kind of support as a kid. And dude, Oh, dude, don't fuck around when you come over to my community because my community will eat you up alive, or we'll welcome you with open arms. Because when you become a member of the GTK community, you're family, man. It's not something to play around with. We don't play games, dude. We're serious.
Yeah. We're like that over here too.
Always forever.
My people look out for me, and I look out for them as much as I can. So I'm going to drop the link, and if anybody wants to come up, they can come up. I'm going to make it an open panel.
All right.
So,
you were saying you wanted me to read a couple poems because I got a couple already.
Yeah.
Plus, I'll even read. Plus, I'll even read a new one out of the new book that I'm just started too. So, but
are you going to grace me with a new poem? That's awesome.
Yep, I am. So here it is. This is the book right here, bam. Okay. My favorite poem in the book is the first one I ever wrote. And it's called Whispers of Innocence. In the dawn of life where dreams are pure, a world of wonder, hearts secure. Eyes wide open and filled with light, innocent dances both day and night. But shadows creep as time goes by, a silent thief beneath the sky. The laughter fades, the tears begin, as innocence wears thin. A child's trust so easily betrayed, in a world where promises often fade. The gentle heart, once unscarred, sorry, my dog barking, now bears the weight of wounds hard. In the playgrounds of youth, where joy should reign, echoes of sorrow, whispers of pain. The games of life no longer fair, innocence lost, beyond repair. Yet in the depths of every soul, a spark remains a distant goal. To reclaim the light, to heal the scars, to find the path back to the stars. What's up, Jug? For though the world may be unkind, a glimmer of hope we still can find. In acts of love, in words sincere, innocence lost but not disappeared. So let us cherish the fragile light to protect the young with all our might. For in their eyes we see the truth, the precious gift of untainted youth. I don't really think that poem needs any kind of explanation. It should be self-explanatory on that one. So, and it is, that's one thing that these pedophiles and these predators don't get. Like, when you take a child's innocence from them, like my innocence was taken from me before I even knew what innocence was.
Yep.
I'll never know what innocence is.
Nope.
Never. So for me, somebody who commits these crimes, they're worse than a murderer. And people are like, "Oh, you can't say that," and I say, "Yes, I can. I can say whatever the fuck I want." And here's the reason why I say that. Like, for me, at least when somebody gets murdered, yeah, that's horrible. It's tragic. It's horribly disgusting. But at least that person only had to relive that one time. I have to relive my innocence and my childhood being stolen from me every single day of my life for the rest of my life. This is something that God can't even take away from me. He can't take it. Like, I will forever be a victim of childhood sexual abuse. Period. And that's what people don't get. They don't get it. Like, this parasite that did this to me, may he rest in piss, changed the course of my whole entire life before I even knew what I wanted to do with my life. And that's what they do to every victim that they have. It's not okay. So that's what that poem was about. As you can see, I'm very emotional about this shit. I really am. I'm really emotional about it. And
there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with expressing your emotions.
What's up, Cheddar Bob? Cheddar Bob's another G2K ninja. Just saying. There's people that I'm restreaming this to my channel too. So everybody,
I saw that. It's fine, dude. It's fine.
Everybody that's coming into my channel, just yeah, I appreciate it.
That's fine.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. That's why I have it set up that way when I do interviews in there. Hey, Stiffy, how you doing?
What's up, Stiffy?
But, you know, there's, like you said, I wanted to piggyback off of something you said earlier on. You know, I was 30 years old before I talked about what I went through. I was 30. I was sober because for a long time I wasn't sober.
Yeah.
And people around me said, you need help. You need help. You need to get help. And I kept saying, no, I don't. I'm perfectly fine. And deep down, I really needed help. And I was 30 when Pandora's box was ripped wide open. And now I'm a survivor. And I can, and is it still hard sometimes to talk about it? Yeah, it's going to be.
Every day. Every day. Like if you think it was easy for me to come up here and do this, it's not. No. It wasn't. Like I had to give myself a pep talk. I had to tell myself I do it anytime I do a serious live stream. Like I have to give myself a pep talk. I have to, it's going to be all right. We can do this. What are we doing this for? My personal feelings are bigger, are not as big as the purpose I'm doing this shit for. So
that's why I reached out to you and I asked you if you wanted to do this. And I even offered to do it the next day. Yep, I even said, hey, I'll do it tomorrow. We can schedule it for tonight or tomorrow. It's up to you.
Yep. And I said, no, we're good. Let's do it right now. Let's do it tonight. You know,
Stiffy, you could always email me before you go if you ever need to talk. My email is in the description below. We could always have a conversation, Stiffy. So we all care. But
you know, one poem in here that a lot of people have gave positive feedback on and say, you know, out of all the poems in this book, this is the one that resonates with them the most and they feel the most. And even you said this, Eddie. So this one's called Hurt But Not Broken. In the silence of the night, where tears and shadows meet, a heart that bears the scars of life, yet never knows defeat. Through storms that rage and winds that howl, the spirit stands so tall. Hurt but not broken, though the world may see him fall. Each tear that falls, a testament to battles fought within, a struggle etched in silent cries beneath the weathered skin. With every cut and every bruise, the pain is deep and raw. Yet in the depths of sorrow, a strength begins to draw. The weight of words that wound the soul, the ache of empty dreams, a path of endless suffering, or so it often seems. But in the heart that's weary, a fire still remains, hurt but not broken, through the depths of all the pains. With eyes that shine through darkness, a will that won't relent, a journey fought with hardship, a spirit never bent. Though life may tear and scar him, with trials to be borne, hurt but not broken, he rises with the dawn. In every breath, a silent vow to face the coming day, to find the light within the dark, to keep the fears at bay. For though the road is arduous and sorrow deeply sown, hurt but not broken, he walks this path alone. In quiet moments when the world feels far, the heart that's hurt but not defeated finds the strength to stay. For in the face of suffering, a resilience will grow, hurt but not broken, a courage they will show. So when I hear
Courage.
somebody like Stiffy said, I'm broken, no, no. Don't settle for broken. You're hurt for sure. You're hurt for sure. My idea about being broken, once you're broken, like you can be broke and be okay and still you can mend broke. You can mend a broken bone, a broke bone, you know what I mean? Once you're broken, there ain't no putting it back together. And I just hate to think that anybody gets to that point to where they feel like they've been broken. So
So Uncle Fatty said, true strength is being able to face out most weakest moments and to speak the words that others want and need to hear. You ever put these words to a backbeat, G? Both of those are straight fire.
no, I don't know how to do all that shit. I don't know how to run these AI apps and all that crap. I don't know how to do that shit, man. I don't. But if you get the book, if you get the book and you want to put it to a backbeat, let me know, man. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it.
He'd probably release the poem to you to do it, or do a collab. You know, as a ghostwriter, who knows?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm glad this live happened. Thank you for coming up. I'm going to share this live after the live because the more people that gets the book, the more people will probably help heal.
Yeah. And that's my reason and my purpose of being here is to get the word out to help others overcome and become stronger and heal. And even though those scars will always be there, they don't have to. Our scars don't define who we are. They define what we've been through. That's it.
Yep.
Ooh, that would be a good poem. Ooh, yeah. Just comes like that to me. So, but I told you guys I'd read one of my new poems that's going in the new book.
Yes.
And I'm a man of my word. And let me get to where it's at. And I will read it. So,
Regina.
I got to figure out a new system for me to storage my poems. So, but it'll take a minute to find it. And this will work. I forget I can do this too.
So Regina says she's got a poem to help lift your spirits. She said, I sat here in my little chair. My thoughts ran everywhere. So I chased him and placed him in a jar. Now my thoughts don't get too far.
Hell yeah.
Man. If you think about it, that's pretty deep.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. That definitely, that got me. That got me, like, for real. Okay. So this one is called When Someone Spoke. After I read it, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory to it. So, when someone spoke, I drove through the night with a storm in my chest, a silence so loud it refused to rest. The town wore shadows like a guilty face. Every street lamp flickered with memories I hate. My hands were steady, but my soul was cracked. Each breath I drew pulled the past right back. He lived just there, behind those walls, where my childhood screamed and my spirit crawled. I wasn't there for justice or peace, not for closure and not for release. I came with a vengeance burning hot, a chamber loaded with all I'd lost. I crouched in the dark, bush covered and still, with a double barrel and a frozen will. Watched him move in his quiet home, stirring a pot and completely alone. Like the past was dead, like nothing remained. No screams, no scars, no years of pain. But I remembered every scar, and I had followed them this far. I raised it still, my fingers curled. This was the end of his borrowed world. And just before thunder kissed the air, a voice so close cut through despair. Aaron, don't, soft but strong. Aaron, no, like a sacred song. I turned, but no one stood behind, only night and wind and fractured time. Yet something sacred held me still, some mercy deeper than my will. I dropped the weight, I dropped the war, and tears came rushing I couldn't ignore. I walked away, not whole but free, because someone spoke and rescued me. And I still don't know whose voice it was, a ghost, an angel, hell, maybe God above. But I know that night, with death so near, someone loved me enough to interfere.
I think I know what this poem's about. I think I have. Yep. I know what this poem's about. I know the story behind it because you've talked about it without the poem. Yes.
I have.
Yep.
So when I was 16 years old, I was struggling with a bunch of shit, and I hadn't yet told my parents what happened to me, and a couple of my gangster friends, my gangbanger friends, because I hung out with real gangbangers. Yes, I did. And my cousin, we got talking about some shit, and this came up, and well, I grabbed a double barrel. We got in the car and we drove to his house. I hid in the bush, and I was gonna blow him away. And as my fingers curled around both triggers, Aaron, no, Aaron, don't. Scared the piss out of me. And when I turned around, there was no one there. And I walked away and I said, nope, we're not doing this. He never knew how close. He never knew how close he was. I sat there and watched him make macaroni and cheese in his kitchen. And if I would have done that, it would have been the biggest mistake in my life. I wouldn't be sitting here today. I can tell you that much right now. So
we wouldn't be reading this book.
Nope. What's up, Megan? Nope.
That's a powerful story. Powerful. There was somebody looking over you, watching out for you that moment.
Yep. It was a God moment, that's for sure.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Wow.
For sure.
So, what's your new book going to be called? Have you thought about that?
I'm working on a couple things. I'm pretty set on calling it Break the Cycle.
That's a good one.
So,
yep. You got Break the Silence.
Because once you break the silence, you can break the cycle. So,
because once you talk about it, you free yourself from the demons that are within you.
Yeah.
That's why, when I was deep in my drinking days and deep into wanting to just drink the problems away, I was repeating the same cycle over and over again. But when I stopped drinking and faced it and talked about it, and I continue to talk about it, it broke the cycle. Yes. That is perfect. That is perfect. But you name it what you want to name it.
I'm pretty set on Break the Cycle. So
Yeah. So, Megan, how you doing? So, yeah, this was an amazing live again. Because my thing is, and I will keep saying it, is mental health, and a lot of men still hide behind the pull up your bootstraps and don't talk about it mentality. And while we have anywhere up to 174 men taking their lives every day because of that don't talk about it mentality.
Yep.
It's the stigma.
Yep.
And I was watching some people like her, some people don't. Some people like him, some people don't. I'm a huge fan of JD DeLay. I love that guy.
Yeah.
He has the same stance as G2K. Okay. And Roma's Army. She speaks on men's mental health a lot. And
Queen Dee said it is another one too.
Who?
Queen Dee.
Yeah. So for a while there, hold on. For a while there, I left YouTube because a lot of things happened and I went into a dark depression. And a handful of people know what I went through. A handful of people don't, because I didn't need them going to war on my behalf.
Yep.
It was a war that I had to face myself.
Some wars can only be faced by yourself. You can't send somebody else into the battlefield for you.
No. So I'm slowly getting back into the routine of going live. Got new logos, new music. And I saw the comment at the beginning of the video. You like the song.
Very impactful. Very impactful.
Yeah.
Very impactful.
I hope it helped another person. Remember I sent to him?
Yep.
I hope it helped him.
Yep,
So, and another thing is, man, I wish I was right in front of you, bro. I'd give you a huge hug.
I take virtual ones too, I can take
virtual one. Hold on, we came up real quick. Virtual one. So, but I would stay camped up, but my internet would go crazy. It'd go haywire. So, but thank you for coming up, G2K.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes. Everybody in chat, thank you for being here. Jersey, if you can, drop G2K's link again. And
let me leave you all with one more thing for me, okay? Remember, one child is one too many.
Yes. Yes. One child is one too many. Drop his link again, Jersey, please. G2K's link. Everybody go over there, sub him up. Yeah, I was like, is G2K live? Is he live, right? Because you ain't been live in a couple of days.
I just go late. I just been going later at night. I get to where I can't sleep and but as soon as I end this, I'm gonna take like a 20-minute break and I'll go live again here in a little bit.
I'm gonna be going to bed.
yeah. But
I would love one day doing an interview, Yes.
All right, Megan. Like I said, take your time. Take your time. When you're ready to do it, we'll do it.
Yeah. So I can't wait for book 2, man. Break the cycle.
Yeah.
You know. And
It's
the
going
thing
to be a
is,
humdinger. You're not going to want to miss the first one because it leads right into the second one.
yep. Oh, Rosalie. So give you a recap. All right, Rosalie. So the picture you see up there is a book called Break the Silence. The pinned link in the top is a link to the book on Amazon. The guest I have on panel is Aaron, aka Get to Know _stop.
That's me. Get to know. Tell your friends about me because they're going to want to know. Get to know, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, I'm out of here. Eddie, thank you. You're a stand-up guy. I fucking love you with all my heart, dude. Just know I got you, bro. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you letting me come up here and showcase my book and talk about me.
Yes.
So
that's what this platform is for. You know, help people out, show support, and give back to the community.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Much love to you, bro. You have a good
What's
night.
up, ladies and gentlemen? Thanks for having me. Get the book if you want to. You will regret it if you don't. I'm just saying.
All right, chat. Take care. All things. Well, no, not no more. Well, the thing is out, my friends. Till next time.